Welcome back to training every single day. I'm going to start off with some jumping and some pull-ups. So I'm ready to move, and hopefully you are too. Running, jumping, this kind of explosive plyometric movements are some of the main functions of the legs. I'd say the main function of the leg, or the lower body, for me, I think right now I'd say footwork. Being able to, juke, being able to turn and position yourself very well is important. It's very close to being able to run fast and far and jump high and, really fly through the air, move quickly. But I think it's mainly for me those precise movements that are footwork related, like a boxer or a football player. I don't train that as much as I'd like, and it's difficult. I've never really had a reason to use some intense footwork or besides, I guess, dancing. But I do think that is kind of the pinnacle, in my opinion, for the lower body. So that is why I spend a good amount of time training the legs. Hopefully some of these movements will transfer, these strengths will transfer there. And then getting into some one-arm pull-ups, training at least. Now, this was right after the running and the jumping, so I was a little bit more tired. And I would recommend, try to segment as much rest as you need if you're trying to develop some skills or some size. If you're trying to develop a certain type of thing that requires you to have endurance, modify your rest to achieve that goal. But for me right now, I'm focusing on some strength, some mobility, and some skill development, working with the hanging pattern of movement. Everybody should incorporate some sort of hanging. You can do it with your feet on the ground. I did some feet on the ground hanging at the end of the episode. So leave a like, comment, subscribe for the 3 main general movements: hanging, squatting, and spinal movements. If you can only do one, I'm not sure if I would have to pick. I think all of them are so important for developing a complete movement pattern. But depending on where you are and what stage of life you're in, one will probably calling out to you to be worked on the most, but at least try them all: squatting, hanging, and spinal movements. So this right here, I was a little bit more rested, and I had a lot better of a hold time with these 90-degree one arms holding. And then I get right back outside doing another kind of running. I think maybe next time I do these sprints, I'll try to not just, go in a straight line, repeat the movements. Maybe I add variety between them. I'm doing some jumps and some different type of jumps. But I'm going to start adding some footwork, some cutting, some juking. Even though I'm adding variety, I want to add more expression, more adapting it to my goals, and, recording yourself and thinking about what you think is the ideal kind of movement ideas, movement practice, movement diet that you'll hold or do. I do think I want to incorporate more footwork, and I'll try to incorporate that within, all the other kind of movements that allow that level of moves there. Now, I did actually a really good slackline today, probably the best I ever did, but unfortunately the recording got cut off, so that's all you really get to see. And then I finish off with some hanging. Feet are on the ground, really working some mobility. I've been doing a lot of mobility against the wall, against the ground, and this is hopefully to lock it in. But I do feel like, for me personally, I've done a lot of hanging in the past, and I need to do a lot more ground and wall work to progress and kind of get past these very tiny blockages on some very small muscles in my body. But anyways, leave a like, comment, subscribe. That's the best way to support the channel. And hopefully you took some time to move and improve. Hopefully you liked it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And take care of yourself by moving, being healthy, being wealthy, and take care of others by trying to spread all this goodness. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.